I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane.
So Trump is getting a $500 million plane from Qatar as a gift. Not that that's anything new. Trump has received gifts and money from the worst people and governments in the world. But this is big for a lot of reasons. You see, Qatar has sponsored al-Qaeda's affiliate in Syria since 2013. That jihadist group, well, they're not shy about their plans for an Islamic state, and they'll kill you if you get in the way. They were designated as a terrorist entity by the UN, the EU, Canada, the US, Israel, Hong Kong, Switzerland, and Australia. Nonetheless, Qatar has continuously supported it through ransom payments and fundraising campaigns. But do you think that bothers Trump? Of course not. But reporters asking questions?
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
It's only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you, you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us, I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much.
And of course, this leads to the question, what do these governments expect in return? I mean, it's $500 million, and they hate us. Every week in their mosques, from the Saudis to the Iraqis to Qatar, they preach jihad against Americans. So why would they not expect something in return? And Trump begins to lose his mind when you push him on it. We'll get to that. But first, please subscribe to Really American on YouTube. Now, we don't have any $400 million planes to give you, but how about a bag of nuts?
You know, there was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear of him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, I insist on putting it. Then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that, Sam Snead. When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much.
So Trump is legitimately questioned about accepting a plane from a terrorist state, and he sounds insane. He tweeted,
so the fact that the Defense Department is getting a gift free of charge of a 747 aircraft to replace the 40-year-old Air Force One temporarily in a very public and transparent transaction, so it bothers the crooked Democrats that they insist we pay top dollar for the plane. Anybody can do that. The Dems are world-class losers. MAGA.
Oh, I see. So it's going to belong to the country and not to Trump. Yeah, but there are constitutional prohibitions against Trump receiving gifts from foreign entities or even domestic ones. It's a conversation over a thing called emoluments. And what is an emolument? Simply, an emolument is an extra compensation that can take the form of a salary, fee, or gifts. And last year, Congress introduced legislation that would prohibit U.S. officials from accepting this money or payments or gifts from foreign governments without congressional consent. Of course, the Republicans defeated it. And then there's Ivanka and Jared's billion-dollar deals with China and the Saudis, as well as Trump Jr., who just became a partner in a small investment startup group called 1789 Capital, which is based in Palm Beach, about 2 miles from Mar-a-Lago. At that point, 1789 was just a microscopic player in the world of venture capital. And ever since Trump joined in 1789, its portfolio has blown up. Despite its tiny size, the firm has been granted shares in several coveted offerings, including Elon's SpaceX. No conflict there, right? And now this jet, this 747, currently parked at Palm Beach International Airport, right next to Mar-a-Lago, would be, according to the liar-in-chief, donated to a future presidential library. Trump has said that he wouldn't use it for personal travel after leaving office. But who's going to stop him? And it's not like this is the first time. Trump has other deals going on with Qatar. Last month, Trump struck a deal to build a luxury golf resort there. The project's going to be built by a Saudi Arabian company. So what does Qatar want in return?
Has Qatar asked for anything in exchange for that $400 million luxury jumbo jet? And how can the American people be so sure that they will not in the future?
Well, I think what happens with the plane is that, we're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One. We have an Air Force One that's 40 years old. And if you take a look at that compared to the new plane of the equivalent, stature at the time, it's not even the same ballgame. You look at some of the Arab countries and the planes they have parked alongside of the United States of America plane. It's like from a different planet. And it's close to 40 years old, might be more than 40 years old now. And we, when I first came in, I signed an order to get it built. I took it over from the Obama administration. They had originally agreed. I got the price down much lower. And then when the election didn't exactly work out the way that it should have. A lot of work was not done on the plane because a lot of people didn't know. They made change orders that were so stupid, so ridiculous. And it ended up being a total mess, a real mess. And when I came back, I said, by the way, what's going on with the Boeings that are coming in? Well, sir, they're way behind. And they are. They're way behind. They were way behind. Another mess that I inherited from Biden. And it's going to be a while before we get them. And I think Qatar, who has really, we've helped them a lot over the years in terms of security and safety. I think they end very, very nicely. And I have a lot of respect for the leadership and for the leader, Qatar. And I think they knew about it because they buy Boeings. They buy a lot of Boeings. And they knew about it. And they said, we would like to do something. And if we can get a 747 as a contribution to our Defense Department to use during a couple of years while they're building the other ones, I think that was a very nice gesture. Now, I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. And it helps us out because, again, we're talking about we have 40-year-old aircraft. The money we spend, the maintenance we spend on those planes to keep them tippy-top is astronomical. You wouldn't even believe it.
All right, so wait a second. Trump is telling American companies to either stay here in the U.S. or come back to the U.S., but the greatest military force in the last 200 years can't build the president a plane, so we have to buy it from a nation with terrorist ties while we lock up judges and threaten to suspend habeas corpus here? Huh?
It's exactly what you say he has to do, which is suspend habeas corpus and start rolling them out of here, brother.
Children will be taught to love America. Children will be taught to be patriots. Children will be taught civic values for schools that want federal taxpayer funding. So as we close the Department of Education and we provide funding to states, we are going to make sure that these funds are not being used to promote communist ideology.
And for the record, Qatar has given jets to other dictators like Erdogan, and the Saudis bought the entire 45th floor of Trump Tower while MBS murdered Washington Post reporter Jamal Khashoggi and cut him up into small pieces for simply questioning the Saudis.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. And when they protested once, they would not do it again so easily.
So when it comes to the airplane, well, that's just a small part of this story. Trump has abandoned all of our allies simply because they won't play the game.
No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay.
You see, that's the grift. It's the biggest con ever. Trump uses Russian money, then does them favors. Then Elon money and does him favors. So you think Qatar will do all of this for cockwaffle and expect nothing in return? There's an old saw that says, if you can't see the con, then you're the mark. And if you're MAGA, then that would be you.
Goddamn right.
Whether the women like it or not.
Drop your pants.
You're an idiot!
I don't want to talk about this stuff.
Am I wrong?
Yes!
Tick-tock!
We're in a lot of trouble, Donna.
I think he's crazy.
I'm Chip Franklin.